It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy. Coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, go, go. Dig, dig, dig. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
And Jimmie, I don't want to bring this as a downer per se, but you know, obviously this will be the fourth anniversary, I guess, of the plane crash. There's something inherent, it seems, in your nature that not so much just as a driver, but just going out there, you are always focused on that as being one of your main reasons to do so well here, to honor the people that perish in that. Can you kind of talk about how much you think about that every October when we come back here, and what that means to you in terms of motivation?
You know, it does enter my mind, and I see this weekend coming, and it's hard not to think about what took place. Those things just register with me. I've lost some other very close friends through racing incidents, and just kind of in grandparents and stuff that have really affected me, just my personality, I guess. But when I come to this track and I think about the 10 people on that airplane and how many close friends that I had, and you know, Ricky, and the reason why I was really at Hendrick Motorsports was because of Ricky Hendrick and his belief in me. Randy Dorton and what he meant to me and my growth as a driver, and also my home life. I mean, the guy was just an awesome, awesome man. I just go down the list and I think of everybody that was on that plane, and it's in my mind, but I can't say it makes me try any harder or focus anymore. I do go out on track, and when we run well, have a huge sense of pride, and so look forward to bringing up their names and talking about them and recognizing them. So it's more of a pride issue than it is in changing focus or will to win. I'm just proud to talk about them. I mean, some very, very great people that we miss dearly, and I look at Mr. Hendrick and still today wonder how in the world he deals with the loss of that airplane and everyone that was on it, from his brother to his son, nieces. I mean, you just go down the list. It was a massive, massive tragedy, and you know, he's the head of Hendrick Motorsports, leads it every single day, and I sit here and look at his strength and commitment to what he's built, and it's just amazing that he can overcome that type of tragedy and still lead us.
David Poole, Star Observer. I guess this is two different perspectives, but from Jeff, from your perspective, every time there's a qualifying session in a race, going through the chase, there's only 10 of each, and that's a chance for a team to do well or do poorly. One of the ways that you could catch Jimmie would be for his team to do poorly, and if his qualifying gets rained out, you know, there's another chance that you might have had to qualify ahead of him. I'm being theoretical here, of course.
Obviously.
Yeah. But, you know, when you have two situations in a row where you've had qualifying rained out, and that the chance you guys all start together up front, it sort of tends to, I think, and maybe you, but either way you disagree if you want to, it tends to work against things getting shaken up a little bit. You know what I'm driving at? I mean, you guys all start together.
I know what you're saying. I mean, it's. I think it's really interesting. I think it's exciting that all the guys that are racing for the championship start the race together. I think that adds a level of excitement and intensity. You know, if I can keep him from leading the first lap, then maybe he won't lead any laps. You know, if he can keep me from leading a lap, then maybe I won't lead any laps. You know, and so right off the bat, there's a little bit of intensity there that I think's healthy. And, you know, you're right. I mean, you know, we are clearly the team, you know, in the chase, one of the teams in the chase that struggles with qualifying. And that, you know, I'll be honest, I mean, I came here today not looking forward to the questions. How the hell are you going to finish, you know, run up any good from qualifying back there, you know? And I already had an answer. But you know, it changes the weekend for sure. But it's I think it's fun all starting together. I mean, I do. I think it puts the focus, especially on the short track. I think it puts the focus right on us. You know what I mean? And I think that's good for our fans. And it's the cool thing is, you know, I think that we respect each other a great deal as drivers, and we'll race each other smart, but also, you know, hard, and you know, we'll get to do that lap one. I think that's pretty cool.
I certainly understand your point, and I think it depends on each individual driver. Last week, with how important track position is at Charlotte, I was one way thinking along the lines that, man, it's too bad we're all starting together because we could be spread out and there could be a situation where somebody couldn't overcome the track position. And then, so I'm thinking along those lines, and at the same time, I'm like, well, we had a terrible test, so I'm not sure how qualifying would have gone, so I felt like that may have helped us out a little bit there. And then this would be the flip of that, where I think our qualifying effort would have been really strong, and there may have been a chance to shake it up. But, it's a long race, and the thing about this track is you're going to lose track position at some point, maybe 2 or 3 times throughout the race, depending on different strategies that take place. So pit stall pick really becomes the important thing, and we all have a shot at a good pit stall. Obviously, number 1 is the best, but pit road can be really, really tough. So this way, everybody's got a good, clean shot at running well, not having something ridiculous to kind of take you out of a championship battle.
This is for both of you guys. Tom Milstead, Danville Register and B. I was wondering, when you hear that qualifying's been postponed and you have those good starting spots and you know you're going to have the pit stalls, how much of a relief is that for you guys?
It's big for me. As Jimmie said, I mean, pit selection here is huge, and that first stall I think is really important. And they've earned that first stall because they're first in points. You know what I mean? We talk a lot about, well, some people say, well, they got lucky, they didn't have to qualify, and they got that stall. Well, they're leading the points, and they earned it, And so, we've got now we have a decision we have to make about where we want to pit. So that's it is very important, and it will have an effect on the race.
Jimmie?
I zoned out. What were we talking about? Pit road?
Tired?
Yeah. I just took a nap. I ate too much. Took a nap.
Charles, work starting. How you doing, Jeff?
How are you?
Real good. I want to ask you if it came to a point where NASCAR decided to take a date away from us, would you get behind an effort to help try to save it?
I've never tried to get involved in where NASCAR has the races. I think that a driver's perspective of where the races should be is completely different than the perspective of race fans. And I think the race fans need to determine where the racetracks, what racetracks need to have races. I would certainly voice my opinion to NASCAR about and make sure that they understand and reminded about the history of the racetrack. But ultimately, we don't get a vote, and it's completely out of our hands about where we race. So me getting behind an effort probably would be of little use, because the decision made by NASCAR is going to be what NASCAR to believe to be the best for the sport. We've been having this conversation for 15 years about NASCAR losing a race, and it hasn't happened yet. So I haven't gotten too concerned about it, because I've been hearing this for so long. It is a moving target, there's no question, but I've been hearing these rumors for as long as I've been doing it, and we still have 2 races here.
Anything else for these guys? All right. Thanks a lot for coming back in, guys.